I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video, and this is another request, a paid request, this time from Eric. And this is for the film Moon from 2009. Now, if anyone's interested in requesting any type of reviews, topics, reactions, any type of paid requests, you can send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, Moon is a film I've seen before and quite enjoy. I think it's a really nice piece of science fiction filmmaking. Number one, I think they use the budget very, very well. It's directed by, Duncan Jones, who would go on to direct The Source Code, another film I enjoyed. He also directed Warcraft, which I haven't seen it, but I know a lot of things happened during the making of that film. I believe his wife had breast cancer. Also, his dad passed away, and his dad is David Bowie. Yes, the director of this film, his dad was David Bowie, and he passed away also around the same time his wife had breast cancer. So, Warcraft, I never played the game, but even if it's a bad movie, I'd give leniency to But yeah, it's interesting. The director of this, his father was David Bowie. Now, Duncan Jones, I think he really, like I said, utilized the budget very well for this flick, because the movie is about Sam Rockwell. He has this 3-year work contract on the moon. He's working on the station where they're mining this alternative fuel from the lunar soil. And the only thing he has is this artificial intelligent robot named GERTY, voiced by Kevin Spacey. I know, Kevin Spacey. And he's doing routine mining things and getting close to his 3-year stint. And he's losing a little bit, Sam Rockwell, and he's seeing things. So one day something happens, he crashes, unconscious, wakes up, doesn't remember anything. And then that's when the movie really... How much of this do I want to give away? It's a movie that's hard to review without giving away the... I don't even know if you want to call it the twist of the movie. Well, they don't mention on the back. It says here, disturbing discovery that contributes to his growing sense of paranoia and dislocation so many miles away from home. So, okay, before I spoil it, I'll say this movie only had a $5 million budget, but they did a nice job. It's making it seem like he's on the moon, all the different technical equipment, and the spacesuits, and even the GERTY robot is practical, and has these practical arms that touches things. Sam Rockwell does an excellent job acting. I think this is one of his best performances. There's some levity and humor, but it's also a very nice emotional performance. The score by Clint Mansell. Clint Mansell, he worked for a bit in the band Nine Inch Nails, but he's gone on to score quite a few other films. He does a very nice job here. There's not a lot of other actors in the movie, mainly in like video screens. It's mostly Sam Rockwell's. Like 95% of the film is Sam Rockwell's movie. And so the movie rests on his shoulders, and I thought he portrayed at times the frustration and the sadness, and again a bit of that fun levity, as well as you just really feel bad for the guy and what's going on with him. I thought it was a pretty smart movie too, with an interesting idea, which I'm going to spoil right now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because what happens when Sam Rockwell wakes up, he supposedly there's no live feed, but he sees Kevin Spacey's GERTY talking in a live feed. He's like, wait, there's something up here, and something's not working. There's something going on. He goes out to the crash site and finds the other Sam Rockwell. So the Sam Rockwell that woke up, being unconscious, is not the same Sam Rockwell as the beginning. The one that's in the crash site is the one from the beginning of the film. So our healthier looking Sam picks up that, get inside, and they come to find out the whole thing is a cloning operation, where they clone this person like you have spares. Because in this future, the technology, it's actually less expensive to just keep cloning this guy. And each time a new clone wakes up, it's, oh, you had an accident. Guess you don't remember a thing. Well, here's your start of your 3 years. And after the 3 years, your body is dwindling down. And, oh, it's time to return home. So all the Sams before went into this pod thinking they're going home, and they got fucking incinerated. And so you have these two Sams, the one from the very beginning who's getting more and more sick because he did the 3 years, as well as this brand new Sam. And the footage he had seen before was all pre-recorded or digital memories. And it really makes you feel bad for the lead character, what he's going through and what he's been put through. And granted, there was that part of me that went, is it cheaper to clone someone other than just sending brand new people up? Like, is it that much cheaper? There's a part of me that wondered, is that the case? Like, would it be cheaper to clone someone than to, train and send new people up? Maybe. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what happens in the future. Like, you have your spares of anything else. Why not spare people? Now, as I said, there's some nice moments of levity, like the two playing ping pong. And the one who's been there for 3 years, even though he's sick, he's just being the shout because he's had a lot of practice. And the other Sam is just getting more and more pissed off. God, shit. So moments like that are fun, but it's not a comedy. That's one of the things that's good. It doesn't turn itself into a comedy. It doesn't turn, oh, now we're going to be silly for silly's sake. Which sometimes in movies nowadays, because of the success of Marvel films, they tend to fall into that trap. Like, let's be comedic too. There are levity moments, but again, not a comedy. There's a lot of good emotional moments. When I call him the older one, because they find out there's they're not able to transmit to Earth because of, oh, there's errors, but no, because they fucked it up with something. when they stop it, they're able to transmit to Earth, and the older Sam gets to what he thinks is his wife, but then he realizes just how much time has passed, and his wife has passed away, and his little girl is now 15 years old. I thought it was a bit on the nose that her name was Eve. Adam, Eve. I'm like, did you really have to call her Eve? Again, that just seemed really on the nose. Like, yeah, Eve, yeah, okay. I get it, but that's just a nitpick. But that was a very nice scene for Sam Rockwell's face, how he reacts to it. That the mom has died and he just breaks down. And another thing I liked, which made it different, is a lot of times in this kind of movie, you would have it where, because at the end of the film, extra spoilers, they decide, hey, we could use this and we could get back to Earth before those other guys come up and repair shit. Which then made me go, is it really cheaper to just clone someone? If you're sending people up to repair the shit, why don't you just have someone drop off? I don't know, I guess. Maybe there's a lot of people that are not gung-ho about 3 years. It's like, well, now... Anyway, I'm sure there's a lot of questions you're asked about that validity of that plot line. But for what it is, for science fiction, I could go along with it. It's still an interesting idea, at least. But what I was saying, a lot of times it'd be this, no, I'm gonna go, no, I'm gonna go, and they fight it out, and maybe they try to kill each other, and this is to show the paranoia and destruction of our morals in the face of survival. They don't go that route, and I actually thought that was rather refreshing, because these two are actually decent to each other. And they're not trying to kill each other to go back. Again, they're actually decent, and they're using morals. They're using logic. And, the sick one, the older one goes, hey, listen, I'm not going to make it. In fact, they don't wonder where that body went, because they know there was a crash. Just put my body back in there. I'm not going to make it. You go. And, he'll wake another one up. So they're acting like decent people and decent human beings. I thought that was rather nice. And, the ending does have some hope, because the message does get out there. So that's nice as well. And like I said, it's one of those films where it tells a good emotional human story amidst the science fiction conventions, which is not all, because there's some that just badass movies, but a lot of times that human element, even like Aliens, science fiction movie has a good human element that's very essential for this kind of picture. And like I said, for $5 million, it looks pretty damn good for $5 million. The budget is definitely used effectively. Kevin Spacey, yeah, I know he's a piece of shit. He did a good job as the voice, to be fair. I like that the robot, they gave it a smiley face, where sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's smiling brightly. I actually thought that was a clever way to do it, because if you don't be there for 3 years with another thing, why not have a face that is the least troublesome, least scary, most cute fashion, and that's the smileys. To give some type of face to look at during 3 years, but also nothing that will be, again, scary, intimidating, or any of the sort. I like that a lot of it's practical, where it's all these things it to go from point A to point B, and these practical arms, and that the robot starts doing things because my job is to help you. So it starts doing things that in a way is out of his program, but again, his primary program is to help him, and so it's nice that this robot becomes an ally as well. So I thought that was nice. And I really don't have a lot of issues with the film. Like I said, there's that logic where would it be cheaper to do that than just train someone? I don't know. You know, this again, like I said, the daughter be named Eve. Again, a bit on the nose. This is, I mean, that's only like a couple nitpicks and such, but I've seen some reviews, or not even reviews, but some making of, where if this movie was ever trying to make us think that, is it in his mind? That's a fail. That never occurred to anyone who watches it, that maybe this is he's crazy. He's making this stuff up. That, to me, it was apparent from the beginning. Well, when it happened, that it was a cloning story. And maybe in the director, that's what it's supposed to be, a cloning story. Maybe other people are looking more into that. It's just that here contributes to his growing sense of paranoia and dislocation. I don't get that growing sense of paranoia. I don't get that at all. They're not really paranoid. They're just confused, not paranoid. Because that makes it seem as if, was it in my mind? Are you real? Are you not real? So even the back of the DVD is kind of misleading on that aspect. So, yeah, I don't think it... I really don't think the purpose of the movie is try to go in that direction. It's to... Yeah, I don't think it's a mind bender. Blow your mind. Do that. I don't know what about this movie will blow your mind. I don't get that part. It's more, again, this clone story where figuring out that your life is a lie, and for one, he doesn't have much time left. He's going to do this decent thing to give this new one a chance. And hey, maybe you can see our daughter who's grown up now. So that nice emotional core is what I got out of it. Not paranoia or whatever the hell, mind bending. Then some of these reviews to me is actually a detriment to the film, because if you watch the film, you go, mind bender, blow your mind, you'd be like, what the fuck are they talking about? So again, I actually think studios, well, they don't do a lot, they do some physical. Don't put reviews like that on. It might sound good, but to me, it actually causes more of a detriment to the movie. It makes you think it's going to be one film, and it's not. If this was a film that's supposed to be the reality fantasy, like, that's not what this film is. So yeah, that's just my take on it. But yeah, still good science fiction. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.